So imagine you want to design a professional sport poster, but the software that everyone talks about, Adobe Photoshop, requires a monthly subscription. So according to the Adobe website, a single software like Photoshop costs around RM66 ringgit per month. Now ask yourself, what if you're not a professional designer yet? That will feel like a waste of money, right? So today, I'm going to show you how you can create professional looking spot poster using a free editing software called Affinity. So I've been studying graphic design for almost 8 years, and recently I graduated with a diploma in graphic design from UiTM. So throughout my studies, I mainly used the Photoshop. When Affinity was announced as a free professional design tool, according to the Design Week website, Affinity was made free for everyone under Canva. So after that announcement, I practiced using Affinity for about 2 months and tested the same techniques that I learned from Adobe Photoshop to Affinity, and the result were almost indistinguishable. So Affinity offers almost the same tools, but with a more user-friendly interface, which makes it more suitable for beginners. So today, my purpose is to demonstrate the simple and clean workflow to design a sport poster in Affinity for free, guys. In this demonstration, I will show you how to create a professional sport poster in less than 10 minutes using 4 basic steps. The first, preparing the workspace and assets. Second, blending the image together. Third, adding typography and graphic elements. And finally, exporting. And let's start with the first step. Step 1. Prepare the workspace and assets. So first, we need to create a new document with the correct size and resolutions. If you're wondering what workspace and assets means, according to the Affinity Help website, workspace is where all the tools, panels, and menus are organized, where assets are stored design elements that can be reused across the documents. So for print posters, use A3 or A4 at 300 dpi. For social media posts, use 1080p by 1350 pixels at around 72 to 150 dpi or dot per inches. Using the correct canvas size and resolution helps prevent pixelation when printing or posting online later. So next, place your image onto the canvas and start arranging them based on your preferred composition. Make sure that your images are high resolution, ideally above 2000 pixels, so they don't lose their quality when scaled. To build a strong visual hierarchy, according to the Interaction Design Foundation website, we can guide the viewer's eyes by adjusting size, colors, contrast, or spacing of certain elements or images. So step 2, blend the image for consistency. Now we move on to the blending the image together. First, clean and enhance your images using light filter layers. You can remove or mask out backgrounds when needed. Masks are non-destructive, which means you can always bring the background back later. And adjust the contrast using curves and fine-tune colors using color balance so all the image match in tone and the mood. Next, we add highlights and shadows using lemons. Create 2 new layers, one set for multiply for shadows and the other one screen or overlay for highlights. Use black brush to paint the shadows and a white brush to paint the highlights. Adjust the opacity carefully to keep everything looking realistic. So step 3. Add typography and graphic elements. Now let's add the typography. Typography plays a huge role in poster designs. According to an article that I read, fonts are like sprinkles on a cake. Font used by too many can ruin the whole design. That's why it's best to limit your design to only 2 typefaces. Use a bold and strong font for the headline to represent energy and power. Make sure the headline is the largest and the highest contrast. For body text, use something simpler and smaller because the viewer usually read it fast. So this creates a clear typography hierarchy using size and width. Next, add the graphic elements such as theme logos, numbers or effects. So place the logos near the corner or leave enough clear space so the poster design doesn't look crowded. You can also add effects such as glow or shadow using the Affinity FX panel that can enhance your typography. Step 4. final text, and then export. So before exporting, you always need to check the readability at different sizes. So you can zoom out to thumbnail size to make sure the headline is still readable. Also check that the composition flows nicely and guide the viewer's eyes smoothly. Next, check your color modes. According to an article that I read also, CMYK color mode is used for printing, while RGB is used for digital screens. So for print posters, convert your file to CMYK and export as PDF or EIFF. For social media or screen use, keep it in RGB and export it as PNG or JPEG. Once you click export, the poster is complete. So in conclusion, today we learned how to create a professional sport poster using Affinity without paying for Adobe Photoshop and still achieving the high quality results. So to recap, there are 4 steps that I taught. So the first one is prepare the canvas and assets. Second one is blend the image together. The third, add typography and graphic elements, and finally do final text and export correctly. So as a recommendation, I encourage you to experiment with different layouts, colors and styles in Affinity. The more you explore, the easier and more enjoyable designing becomes. So my advice is to always follow the basic design principles such as contrast, alignment and hierarchy. So these principles can help you ensure your posters to stay clear, readable and visually strong, no matter the sport or the team. So thank you. Salam alaikum.